Hi everyone, and welcome to this very short introduction to child brain development. My name is Lisa Campbell and I founded Wonderful Me, which offers support and training to help churches create safe spaces that enable every child to feel seen, heard and valued, and to grow in their knowledge and understanding of the love of God. So in this Wonderful Me parent time video, we're going to look at two tools, both that use our hand, to help us understand and respond well during the meltdown moments. Those times when our child is really struggling and they're beginning to lose it. So the first is a tool that was created by a guy called Dan Siegal called the hand-brain model. It's mentioned in his book called The Whole Brain Child, which if you want to go a bit deeper in this area is a great book to read. It's aimed at parents and it's got some great strategies in it. So it's called the hand-brain model basically because we use our hand, our fist actually, to represent the brain. So on our hand brain, the first part I want to look at is this part down here, which represents the brain stem. The brain stem is the most basic part of our brain. It's responsible for our most basic function, things like breathing, blinking, our reflexes, but it's also part of our most basic defense system, the part that controls what are often called our fight, flight, freeze reactions. Now, up from that, but still part of this more basic lower brain system, we have the amygdala that's represented by your thumb. Amygdala is a very tiny but very powerful part of the brain that works a bit like a radar. It's continually scanning the area, looking for signals that might alert it to potential danger. And the signals it looks for are our emotions. Now, emotions are a very important and brilliant part of how we are fearfully and wonderfully made. They enable us to work out and interact with the world around us. I like to think of them a little bit like the dashboard of a car that signals what's going on in the car. So we have a light that tells us how much fuel we have, a light that might flash if we've not closed a door properly or if we've forgotten to put our seatbelt on, warning lights that flash on to help keep us safe. And in the same way, our emotions signal to us what is going on in the world around us. Our amygdala then is a little bit like a radar that scans the space we're in, looking for those emotion signals, ready to alert us to potential danger. And then up top, we have our prefrontal cortex. That's the thinking part of our brain, the part we use to reason and make decisions and think of solutions. So when our amygdala senses that we're in danger, what happens is that it flips away our thinking brain, our prefrontal cortex. It diverts blood flow away from there and kind of switches it off. Now think about it. If you are in immediate danger, like you're being chased by a bear, you don't want to waste time thinking in detail about that, considering all the options before you decide on the best course of action. What you want to do is run away and very fast. And that is what this defense system enables you to do. So as blood and oxygen is diverted away from the thinking brain, it's channeled instead to other parts of our body that need a boost. So oxygen is pumped around our bodies into our limbs and it helps us to get away from the danger. So the amygdala plays a very important part in keeping us safe. But as adults and parents and caregivers, it's important that we remember what is going on in those times when our child might have flipped their lid. For whatever reason, in that moment, the thinking brain has been disconnected. It's not really online. So it's not really possible to reason with them in that moment. Reasoning is dealt with in the thinking brain, and that's just not available right now. Now, of course, we want to journey well with our children. We want to help them learn about the world and how it works. And part of that is recognizing that just because you want to eat jelly beans for breakfast doesn't mean that you can or that it's good for you. And we'll explore that with them later when they've calmed down and their thinking brain is back online. But right now, in this meltdown moment, we need to recognize that at 3 years old, not being able to eat jelly beans for breakfast has made this child super cross and caused them to flip their lid. So we are going to put the "why did you just punch your sister" conversation to one side for now, and first of all help them to regulate and to get that thinking brain back online. And a great way to do that is to meet them where they're at in the brainstem, to tap into one of the most main and basic functions of the brainstem, breathing. Now, breathing is amazing. Obviously, it's crucial. You don't breathe, you don't live. But beyond the basic kind of need to do it all the time breathing, deep breathing has been shown to have incredible healing and soothing benefits for our whole well-being. So a great breathing technique to do with your children is hand breathing. You'll find loads of breathing techniques online, but I find hand breathing to be a super simple one because for most of us, we always have a hand available. Now, it's best to practice this with your children when they are happy and regulated. Deep breathing is a good thing to do anytime. It's super calming and it's a great thing to do at bedtime, but trying to introduce it when they're in meltdown mode is probably not going to be super helpful. They need to know about it already and be comfortable doing it so that then it becomes a tool they have in their back pocket that they can pull out and use when they need it. Anyway, hand breathing works like this. We are basically going to use our finger to trace around our hand. We're going to do it slowly. If you go quickly, you shoot off the end. So we're going to go nice and slowly and trace around our hand. And as we go up a finger or a thumb, we're going to take a big breath in. And as we breathe out, or as we go down a finger or a thumb, we're going to breathe out. So that's going to help us take 5 big breaths. Breathing in and out, all through our hand. So there you go, a couple of simple ideas using your hand, a hand brain and hand breathing. If you have found this helpful, then you might like to join in with the full online training session on child brain development called Brilliant Brain. All the details for that are on the Wonderful Me website, and please do like and share this video with anyone you think might find it helpful.